13 of 17. Come on, Viper. Come on. Hyper Viper. Let's go. Hey everyone, and welcome to the video. Today, we are back in Forza Horizon 4. We're going to be doing more of the British Racing Green story. Why can't I hear anything in game? I might have to plug my... Yeah, I'm going to have to plug my controller back in. Give me a second. Okay, yeah, good. Yes, we're doing more of the British Racing Green story, because I thought it was new. Because I don't remember actually seeing this. There we go. I don't remember seeing this game in, I don't know, I guess in-game about 5 updates ago? 6 updates ago? So it seems new to me. It might not actually be. Some of you probably remember it. They're like, no, you're just stupid. You have to get to a certain level or do something for you to get it. But either way, I thought it was new and I hadn't done anything until the last video. So I was like, oh, well, you know, let's go ahead and do some. Alright, what's this one?
Much rallying?
Ooh.
That's a joke. We've all seen what you've been up to.
Yeah.
We're doing the next bit on
Sure.
location. You'll see why when you get there.
The only thing I care about is that you have my Vipper in the screenshot. Not screenshot, cutscene. Thank you for having my Vipper in the cutscene. I love seeing this thing. How far? 2.5 miles? Yeesh, that's a long way away. So outside of Forza Horizon 4 and... Okay. And the British Racing Green story, though, as much as I'm actually enjoying it so far. Outside of that, though, we'll circle back to that in a second. Did y'all see the Forza Horizon 5 map? Y'all saw that new map, right? Woo! Or not the new map, but the full map. Woo! Woo! That is hot. That is hot. What's that Will Smith one? Oh, that's hot. That's hot. It is gorgeous. It is huge as well. Oh, come on, snow. Really? I don't want to be slipping and sliding like this, actually. Now, I have to say, I'm kind of surprised. What was I surprised about? I guess the road going up to the volcano was a little bit of a surprise to me, just in the way that it looked like it was ripped right out of Fortune Valley to me. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, it just looks like it came exactly from Fortune Valley. Now, I don't remember having that. I say remember, I didn't have that DLC. But I think I've seen the map a few times, and yeah. Let's slow down a little bit here. Okay. Come on. Park your car in the... What do you mean? In the destination zone. So I have to stop? Like this? Okay, yeah. That was weird. So I can't see my car. Okay, sure, whatever. But yeah, the road to the volcano kind of surprised me because it looks like that one popular drift road. That's the one. It looks like that one popular drift road on Horizon 4 Fortune Valley. The highway's a little bit surprising as well because I guess I was expecting it to be a little bit more in the middle of the map. It's kind of on the southern side, but it does span the entire width of the map, so that's quite nice. Let's see. I'm a little disappointed by the city, actually. And I know it's a little early to say I'm already disappointed by something in the game, but it's a little bit small for my taste. I wish it was a little bit bigger, like 1.2 times bigger ideally, but apparently the playable area is not only is the map, well, the map itself is 1.5 times bigger than the one in the game we're playing here today, and that includes more playable area as well, rather than just the scaling up of the map. So, due to the fact that also, no. If I remember correctly, so I was watching a Black Panther video, he was saying that because Horizon 5 has to also work on last-gen consoles like mine, my Xbox One S, that might be why the city isn't all that big. Because if it was any bigger, it wouldn't work on prior-gen consoles, and that would be relatively unacceptable. So, that's a little unfortunate, it's a bit sad, but once these generation of consoles are getting even closer to being on their way out, sort of like how Horizon 3 was not available on the Xbox 360. Once we get to that point, where Forza Horizon 6 is not available on the Xbox One or Xbox One S, hopefully I did a good job, we'll probably have bigger cities, and that might be where they're saving Tokyo for, is to have a huge, or saving Japan for, is to have a huge city, on top of having just a generally big map elsewhere on top of that. I wasn't even paying attention. Well, I was driving, of course, so I was paying attention to that, but not to what she was saying. So I totally missed what she said about that RS200. Or that Escort RS200. Yeah? Can't remember the last time I've driven this in the game.
turbocharged Ford Cosworth Cosworth BDT engine.
1.8.
All-wheel drive.
That's fairly small.
The RS200 had perhaps the best suspension platform of any car of its era.
That's quite a claim.
The chassis was fiberglass from Reliant, and the massive
Reliant? Like Robin? That would be... Now that's a factoid. Oh, okay. That was nice. I wasn't expecting to hit that crest, and so I didn't straighten the car out, but clearly it worked because that unintentional slide in the middle of the air set me up perfectly for that next corner. Ooh. I'm trying to catch slides. I'm counter-steering where I don't need to.
The end of Group B in the mid-80s meant the end of the RS200 as a rallying car. Fortunately, Ford built over 200 as part of the homologation requirements for Group B. So
I'm not sure that's fast enough. I bet you it isn't. Knew it. I knew it. I wonder if it's 45 seconds they want. I can't imagine it's 50, because if I had focused a little more and stopped counter-steering as much, I could have made 50. So I bet you it's 45 seconds. And I have to get to 45 seconds or under in order to achieve a 3-star rating, which would be 4. 4 from me. Primarily look at how difficult that is. Okay.
With a 1.8 turbocharged Ford.
Y'all saw that, right? I was literally just floating in the middle of the air. That was weird. Yeah, might have... Okay, nope, I braked at the right time. I thought it was a little late. Okay, no, I do have to get under 50. Alright. Not so bad.
The chassis was fiberglass from Reliant.
Pitch it in a little bit. Dab with the handbrake to turn the front end in a little bit more. Okay, not bad. Bouncing off the rev limiter a little bit. Did not set myself up for that corner as well as I did the first time. Counter steer. Lost a lot of time there.
But while the car had potential,
Double right-hander here. Yep. E-brake. Yeah. That was a good call. One stay to the inside of the corner. Not quite. Back in the road.
Group B in the mid-80s meant the end of the RS200.
Let's go. Let's go. Wow, I was not fast enough. I wonder where I lost time there.
The rallying car.
Maybe when I had to counter steer. Maybe that's when I lost time. Oh look, no glitching, and it didn't take a million years this time. Thank you for that. This might actually be a lot harder than I thought.
RS200 had perhaps the best suspension platform of any car of its era. The chassis was fiberglass from Reliant, and the massive Ford parts bin was raided to give the car that iconic look.
I'm not sure this is going to be fast enough.
But while the car had potential, turbo lag at low RPM and a poor power-to-weight ratio meant that it never placed better than third.
Really? This had a poor power-to-weight ratio?
The end of Group
I find that
B
hard to
in the
believe.
mid-80s.
Oh, I unsettled the car. I guess I went from left to right as far as my steering and just slid the car the wrong way going up that hill.
Turbocharged Ford Cosworth BDT engine and all-wheel drive. The RS200 had perhaps the best suspension platform of any car of its era. The chassis was fiberglass from Reliant, and the massive Ford parts bin was raided to give the car that iconic look. But while the car had potential, turbo lag at low RPM and a poor power-to-weight ratio meant that it never placed better than third. The end of Group B in the mid-80s meant the end of the RS200 as a rallying car.
Woo! Just made it. And then put it in a tree. Excellent.
So you can
yikes!
If you're lucky.
I could probably shave off. I could easily shave off a second, but I could probably shave off 2 on a really, really good run. But that, I imagine, is my limit. Not bad. Let's go. In before I get another RS200. Because I do have a few as it is. Make no mistake. Alrighty, on to the next story. What?
You know, I really like this car. Not that I'd want to drive it for too long. Squeeze
You wouldn't want to drive it for more than 30 minutes. It has no power. Your knees are the crumple zones.
Too fast.
And it's claustrophobic inside as hell. Oh god, and please tell me they didn't upgrade this to stupid specs.
The P1 P50 has the dubious honor of being the smallest production car in the world. A one-door,
Possibly the most unsafe as well. And that includes the Chevrolet Corvair. Because while the Corvair can get up to speed, and once you're up to speed and try and take a corner, it's a bit scary. This is scary because this would be no safer than driving a go-kart on the road. This body is just for show. This is to give the illusion of seclusion from the rest of humanity. 42 miles per hour. Is there like a limit or something? I can't accelerate any further. Wait, that's it?
In 2010, though, production restarted at Sutton in Ashfield.
What?
So, if you'd like to own the modern incarnation of this, I suppose you can.
What? Is that little, that 50s? Because there was one on, I think, on American Top Gear, actually. There was one on American Top Gear a long, long time ago. I forgot the name of it. But it looks like a Jetsons aircraft with wheels on it. Is that the one she's talking about? Is that what she meant? It better not be! I mean, that one looks better, in all fairness, but it's still just as unsafe! Man, what a sky. Alrighty, let's do the third one, and that's probably going to be the last one so this video doesn't get too long. Wow, was that an immediate loading? Didn't even have the loading screen. Right? I mean, we have this loading screen, but... Wow. Ooh.
Hey there.
The F1.
How about a car with some actual legroom and
Thank you.
actual speed? This
You mean,
about
and an actual body, and an actual engine,
You're gonna enjoy
an actual steering, an actual everything. Right? Okay. Yeah, rid of the music. Woo! Oh, that's quick. Ooh, this central driving position, whoa! That, you know, that might be as God intended. That central driving position is exactly as God intended. Break a lot, there we go. I have to agree with you there. Which is why it's crazy that it can do 240 miles per hour. Still the fastest naturally aspirated car today.
Naturally aspirated supercar. One of the fastest in the world, in fact. Everything about this car is innovative. From the carbon fiber monocoque to the central driver position.
Not a lot of torque there.
Threw the book away when they designed
which I guess makes sense considering it likes to rev.
The F1's monocoque chassis is incredibly lightweight. Only 100 kilos all told, which posed a significant challenge because carbon fiber and fiberglass aren't great insulators. So, McLaren lined the entire engine compartment with gold.
That's why they did that, okay. Woo! That is such an intoxicating sound. The revs, the central seating position, that is an exquisite automobile.
Heritage is so deeply ingrained in this machine that when they took it to Le Mans in 1995 and faced off against purpose-built racing machines, they won.
Apparently I drove so quickly, I beat out the monologue. That's interesting. Oh, and then we have the P1. This won't be as interesting. I like the P1, don't get me wrong. And I've seen one in the flesh. Awesome! But I want to drive the naturally aspirated F1 more. I want to hear that engine again. I need to hear that engine again. See, but it's a hypercar.
The P1 GTR will hit 60 miles an hour in 2.4.
Not in this weather, it won't.
0.7 seconds faster than the F1. That's an eternity for a supercar.
Oh, now you say supercar. Okay, there we go. Oh, careful.
The car's blistering performance is delivered by a twin-turbo V8, supplemented by a McLaren ECU electric motor and instant power assist system. And they do mean instant.
For a second there, I thought I unwound the steering too soon. Had a bit of a worry there. I was like, crap. Let's go! Into infinity! Into the future! P1. I almost said F1. Woo! Yes! I like that speed, though. I may want to drive the F1 more, but that speed in the P1, there is no complaining. I have no complaints about that. Yes!
A bit more if you're going downhill.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! And we haven't even finished all of them. You know what, let's do one more, because we still have a bit of time left. Let's do that next story. Hopefully we get something else fun and fast. Please, please let me get something fun and fast again. Not as fast, but arguably just as fun.
Tell you the story of what we got up to in Colorado. There was this sleeper car competition, you see. Let's just say no one was ready for the Sunbeam.
What Sunbeam? Also Colorado? What? Colorado? Colorado? What? My home state? What?
So in addition to building their own supercars, they upgraded cars from other marques too.
Yeah, but why is this one modified?
Lotus Carlton was one such aftermarket upgrade. Lotus took a respectable four-door Vauxhall saloon and turned it into a supercar. From the outside,
The British BMW M5.
This is something special. Wider wheel arches, that sort of thing. But under the bonnet, that's where the magic starts. Engine capacity was increased to 3.6 litres, and twin Garrett T25 turbochargers were added. The engine block was reinforced, and new crankshafts were forged by Opel and machined in Germany.
Forged by Opel, huh?
The
That's
tires
interesting.
were widened, and the
Uh-oh,
tire
not
compound
enough
from
brakes.
Lotus Esprit was used. To handle camber change issues, they put in the self-leveling suspension from the Opel Senator.
Wow. I do not remember the Opel Senator, though. Uh-oh, uh-oh. A little wide. I always go wide there. I keep thinking it's not as tight as it is.
The only upgrade they didn't put in was an electronic speed limiter. All of this resulted in the Lotus Carlton, designated Type 104 by Lotus. A 100
Dang, I'm not even gonna make it. Crap.
77 miles per
So
hour.
close.
Masquerading as a four-door saloon.
Why are you still talking? I thought I was going pretty briskly, too. That's disappointing.
Lotus never quite let go of the upgrade game. So in addition to building their own supercars, they upgraded cars from other marques too. The Lotus Carlton was one such aftermarket upgrade. Lotus took a respectable four-door Vauxhall saloon and turned it into a supercar. From the outside, there are a few signs that this is something special. Wider wheel arches, that sort of thing.
Okay.
But under the bonnet,
It's a little loose, but I can deal with it.
engine capacity was increased to 3.
I guess by loose, what I mean is loose at the rear.
Garrett T25
Not enough grip.
turbochargers were added. The engine block was reinforced, and new crankshafts were forged by Opel and machined in Germany. The tires were widened, and the tire compound from the Lotus Esprit was used. To handle camber change issues, they put in the self-leveling suspension from the Opel Senator.
There we go, that's better. A little slower, yeah.
The only upgrade they didn't put in was an electronic
There we
speed
go.
limiter.
Okay, a
All of this
lot more
resulted
time
in
here. I'm gonna have to go
Lotus
wide next to that Mazda 3.
designated
Didn't
Type
want to, but I had to.
104 by Lotus. A
The side of that
177
Defender, let's go! Woo!
masquerading as a four-door saloon. Only 950
Yeah.
of these custom
Not as much grip at the rear as I would have liked, but I still enjoyed that.
Modern classic.
We gotta do something, I guess another Lotus then, or maybe another Vauxhall. And if it is another Vauxhall, which one? Yes! The Sunbeam! The Talbot Sunbeam! Yes!
To a supercar. But that's not the only thing Lotus got up to. In 1979, Chrysler approached Lotus to create a strict rally version of their Sunbeam 3-door hatchback. Lotus, as you might imagine, rather enjoyed the challenge.
Yes! I've got about, I think, 2 of these.
They took the rear-wheel drive hatchback and changed everything that matters. They stiffened the suspension, improved the anti-roll bars, and widened the transmission tunnel.
That must have had an effect on foot room in the, or I say foot room, but that must have had an effect on space in the footwell.
Performance was increased by fitting a
Not that I'm complaining, just making an observation.
Lotus 911 slant 4-cylinder engine, resulting in an impressive 250 brake horsepower.
To what?
Amiga 105 on the original.
250 or 215? Either way, 200 plus in a car like this is epic. Yeah, I think I've got about 2 of these in my garage. I don't drive them nearly enough, but I love the Talbot Sunbeam. I need to drive them more, actually. Make it a Forza-thon car when I have to drift on dirt.
The Lotus Sunbeam was revealed to the public in 1979 in Geneva to widespread praise.
Really? Geneva? A humble little hatchback in Geneva? Dang. That's interesting. Might be sliding a little too much here. As he says that he slides that entire corner.
The Lotus Sunbeam saw racing success too. In 1980, Henri Toivonen won the 29th Lombard RAC Rally in his Sunbeam.
Lombard? Never heard of it. They're doing okay for time, not fantastically. It is getting down to the wire here, but it could be worse. Let's go! Yeah! 205 something.
Lotus should do more conversions.
5 seconds to spare.
Actually, Lotus should do more conversions. In fact, I'll
Yes!
do them right now.
Please! Yes! Ah! I adore the Sunbeam. The Talbot Sunbeam and the Sunbeam Tiger. Adore them! Yes! Love to see it. Alrighty, well that is going to conclude this video, though I hope you all enjoyed this episode of British Racing Green. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, share, and consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, hey, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Please make sure you hit the little notification bell and then all notifications that way you're notified every time I upload. I will see you all next time.